No, but I'm about to shoot the rest of the drone shots.
Let's raise some out to like run.
Hey everyone, it's Chi, and today I'll just be guiding everyone through behind the scenes of this project called Talladega, and also expound a bit on my creative approach to new visual projects. So the artist for this project was Fresco from Charlotte, North Carolina, and I directed it about 2 weeks before I moved here to LA. So initially at the beginning of any project, it's just a huge brainstorming session. And we met at this French cafe called Amelie's in Charlotte, just to brainstorm, listen to the music, jot things down. That's where we, came up with what clothes you should wear, smoke bombs or not, drones or not, what types of shots, just really simple things that add to the whole theme and style of the video. And for me personally, after the brainstorm session, I just don't think about it afterwards. I just let it incubate in my mind, and I'll come to it. I'll come back to it after a week, just so I can have a fresh perspective of it. So Fresco found like these NASCAR vintage looking jackets and a money gun, and we both knew we needed smoke bombs because it just adds this obscurity to the picture, especially when there's a lot of people involved in the scene. So a couple times all the money just fell out of the gun, and we had to pick it all up. So after the design and storyboarding, we go into one of my favorite parts, production. And so there was 2 days of production for this project specifically. One of them was with 2 parking decks and a park in uptown Charlotte. Reason is we got kicked off the first parking deck. And even though we got kicked off, me and Fresco stayed just so we could get this shot of the pillars at the top of the parking deck, which was the only reason that I chose that location. So after we left the first parking deck, we went to the CPC one, where you see like the entire uptown skyline, shallow balcony, so it's like perfect for photos and videos. And this was actually one of the main spots for the day. So a lot of the intro shots came from there, the outro shots, scenes during the hook came from that location, drone shots. And the only challenge with this one was that there was a lot of wind, so I tried to use the drone, and I can only do it for maybe 2 minutes because the wind was really about to knock it into a bunch of light poles and stuff. So it's not even my drone, it's my friend Megan's drone. So I was like, all right, I can't mess this drone up. Even though the drone didn't get as much shots as I wanted it to, I incorporated the drone in the video. Like I have footage of the drone instead of footage from the drone. Like a couple shots in here during the chorus were actually captured when I was turning the camera off and it was moving to the side, but it caught this angle that couldn't be planned. And I just like to use things like that. I use a lot of behind the scenes footage in the final video. So it's almost like the surveillance speed racer sort of look. Telephoto lenses add this good distortion with movement. So I made sure I was zoomed in a lot on a lot of the shots. Day 2 of production. This day we shot some car scenes and the front of a forest with smoke and accidentally started a fire. But we'll just go through it. Strategic.
Speed wasn't focused, like the chasing battle, get too close so you can't tell me who. Speed racing through my dash, I hope I don't crash.
So for the car scene, we went to University area. There was like this back road by Walmart that that Fresco's brother found in TK. And yeah, so I just hooked my car mount up to the driver's side, and Fresco was hanging out the window, snow was like holding him.
Don't get too close if you can't take me. Speed racing, I be speed racing through my dash. I hope I don't crash, I just want this cash, get this bag. Speed racing, I be speed racing, chasing bad. Don't get too close if you can't pay me. Speed racing, I be speed racing through my dash. I hope I don't crash, I just want this cash.
There were 2 different angles for that. One car mounted shot, and one with me hanging out the back of my car while Almighty was driving it. And that was really fun too. So I always wanted to do a car shot, and I knew it would go perfectly with this video, so we did it, and it turned out exactly how it was supposed to. And so day 2, final shot of production, we were in front of some woods, and the purpose of this shot was to add a lot of movement to the frame. So all I did was just mount the camera in one spot and just follow his shoulders with the lens, and just told him to sort of hop around the woods. So what that does is, when you have a telephoto lens and you zoom in enough, the background moves faster than the foreground. And so it almost gives him the look that he's moving much faster than he is, and adds the blur behind him, but keeps him, it just makes him look like he's going fast. Yeah, so we also use a smoke bomb on this scene. So after all the shooting is done and all the planning, we go into editing. And this is actually longer than all of the other stages combined. So me personally, I'll dump all the footage and I'll just trim all the highlights into one reel so I can look at all the best parts of each clip. And from there, I'll just start to stitch it all into a basic draft of what the video could look like, just so you can see without any like visual effects how it's gonna flow from beginning to end. And you start to see, you know, where slow-mo can be needed and what types of cuts you may need, what type of font you want to use for the title sequence. Just like various things, just really minute details, that the things that are gonna take the longest, you start to plan that after the first draft. Yeah, so after, you know, the draft is done, we'll go into the, I guess, the mid-draft, where all the transitions are in there, all of the basic effects are in there, like strobes or opacity effects. And for me, before I actually get into the visual effects, I'll put little like notes onto the video. As you're editing, you don't want to think about the other things you have to edit, and when that happens, you don't end up making the project as good as it can be. So before I even edit, I just type where the edit needs to happen. Things like cloning effect here, color effect here, radial blur here, just so that I remove myself from the working aspect of it, and then I just like knock all of them down like that. And that's, I only recently started doing that, but it's made everything I make way better. I know I just sped through that, but that's actually a lot of time to do, because you have to go into After Effects after you finish Premiere. And Premiere is this whole different thing, but After Effects is really nitpicking and like rotoscoping, you know, like cutting frame by frame, drawing frame by frame. I'll show you guys some screenshots and recordings of what those sessions in this project actually look like, so you can see the layers that go into it. So after the video is done, edits, visual effects, then you go into the title sequence. So for me, that was designing the fonts for the word Talladega, Fresco, Director Chi, and the ChiQC logo dance for this video. So that concludes the visual breakdown of Talladega. Special thanks to Almighty for behind the scenes, Megan for her drone, all the extras providing all the energy on set. You know, it made everything just come together full circle. And I don't know, I'm just excited about this project. Like, it's really cool. Like, a lot went into it, so I wanted just to share all the little tidbits and details of my process, because people have been asking me. And now that I'm in LA, I just have a lot of things I'm working on that are gonna come onto the channel. So I want people to see what goes into these sorts of things. That it's not like, it is spontaneous, but it's not rushed, if that makes sense. So everyone, enjoy the day, enjoy the video. Peace. All right, that was good.
What we learned from the first one was, if I don't feel comfortable with doing it, we shouldn't do it, because it's going to be crazy.
Kind of like that, just look down. Just don't look at the camera. Nah, not your whole head. So many technical malfunctions with this.
Bag. 3, 10. Y'all niggas wet.
I was lost. I'm sorry.
Are we getting hype? Just get hype. Yeah, y'all just get hype. Y'all niggas gonna get hype for what?
Yo, we're in.
That was a good one.
I was like perfect. Nah, I was like, I just looked They don't die. That shit is sad. That shit's so sad.
Don't be hanging over the waves during night.
Okay.
Those couple years ago.
All right, I'm ready. I'm about to just set it up. All right.
What's up, Radiate? I didn't even notice you till I put the camera on you. I was like, nigga, that's so. I was like,
Oh, all right. When I tell you like turn it on and keep, like, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna just tell you where it's perfect to where I can hear it.
Let's do that again, yo.